Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
This is Kleve.
This is Stephanie.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme? Or the podcast that dares to ask, how much alcohol do you need to drink to enjoy Lava Girl and Sharkboy?
Enough until you fall asleep.
I'm almost there.
You want at one point in time, I believe it was released in 3D, so at least you didn't have to watch it.
It was, and I had forgotten that. And there were certain parts I was like, that's weird. Why is it doing that? And then I was like, they're supposed to be in 3D. So they're doing something. They're like, whoa. Let's talk about Sharkboy and Lava Girl.
It's a new bottle, right?
No, I've had this for months. So, all right. Let's break it down by character. Let's start there. So we got Sharkboy. I don't know if you've heard of him. He was a child oceanographer.
Total sense.
There was a storm, and him and his father got separated. And because he fed the sharks, they treated him well and took him in. And because he lived with them so long, he grew gills and a fin that was actually part of his body. And I'm saying that for a reason. And then claws and teeth. Sharks don't have claws, but you know. So, that's the extent of Sharkboy. Lava Girl is a girl with lava powers. We gave Sharkboy a backstory and did nothing for Lava Girl at all. Right?
I mean, what backstory are you going to give to Lava Girl? She was sacrificed to a volcano and became Lava Girl?
Her mom was fucked by a lava monster. Anything?
It's real funny that you say that, Stephanie.
Uh-oh. Okay, so then you have Mr. Electrodad, who is George Lopez, who might be the only enjoyable parts I had about this movie. Because
George Lopez.
Yeah, because he's the villain later on, and he's called Mr. Electric. You know, real creative on the names there. And he's this TV bubble thing with electric arms. So, and the whole bubble is just George Lopez's face. So it's just, I don't know if you've ever watched anything George Lopez has ever been in and his facial expressions, but they're amazing. And even terrible dialogue he delivers in a certain way that I slightly could enjoy.
Could it have been better if Luis Guzman was in it instead?
Maybe. Maybe. I could get behind that. Was that a possible casting? Is that what you're telling me?
It wasn't.
Oh.
Sorry.
George Lopez had to have been the budget, and that's why they couldn't do anything else.
David Arquette was in it.
Okay, so the mom and dad. David Arquette, who I couldn't remember his name is. I was going to tell you the guys from the Scream movies.
Yeah.
And then his mom was the prude in Sex and the City. The brunette. I can't remember her name either because what is it?
Oh, Charlotte. I mean, it's Charlotte in Sex and the City. I don't know her actual name.
Okay, not the main one, not the redhead, not the one that slept with everybody.
Yeah. It's Charlotte. I don't know her real name.
It doesn't matter. Because this is all a streak on the underwear of these actors.
Kristen Davis is her real name.
Sure. Then you get Max, who's the main kid. And he's daydreaming all the time. And everybody's like, you gotta stop your daydreams. You gotta fucking pay attention to school and get your head out of the clouds and all that. And then we have Linus, who is his bully protagonist. Right. So this movie starts with a quote, and I have it pulled up here, and it says, "Everything that is or was began with a dream." And who said that quote, do you ask? Lava Girl. They quoted their made-up character in the first 5 seconds of the film. I'm already aggravated, right? Okay. So you meet all the characters, shenanigans ensues. Max is about to go to school. He lives across the street from his school. And he's walking out with his mom. And she's like, come on, I don't need you daydreaming all the time like your dad. Your dad needs to get a real job. He's like a writer, which feels rude.
It's real rude.
Right?
And then he's like, is that why you two fight all the time? And she starts going into this like in-depth conversation about how their marriage isn't working out, which is not the conversation you have with a kid in elementary school by any means. He goes to school and he tells everybody about Sharkboy and Lava Girl, and it's so everybody's ha ha ha, and they're throwing stuff at him. And then he has a dream journal because he can't remember his dreams for whatever reason. And the bully takes it from him, and there's this epic chase through the playground, which is like 2 slides and this little jungle gym climbing thing. I forgot, what are the ones called with the dome that people climb for
Those are
funsies?
monkey bars.
Okay.
Just a different set of monkey bars.
And the only reason they catch him is because, I will say it took a long time to get a fart joke in this movie, and I only think there's only one. But he racks himself on the top rope. So he racks himself and just falls over and drops his notebook, and the kid gets it. And so the kid's got his journal, and he's like, no, my journal back. And he's like, no. So then there's a tornado coming, and George Lopez is looking out of the window. I'm just going to call him George Lopez. George Lopez is looking out the window, and he's like, guys, do you know what makes a tornado? And he's like, when hot air and cold air. And the tornado rips the windows open. And he's like, oh, man, it's crazy. And they just closes the windows. I'm like, you're in a school. We have drills for this situation. And all of a sudden, Sharkboy and Lava Girl bust out. And they're like, come on, we need you to get in, and we got to go to Planet Drool because we got to save them. And Lava Girl walks through the hall and down the aisle of the desks, and as she does, little flames pick up on the paper. So I'm like, oh, it's lava. She burns hot. And she has this weird, sensual moments with this other kid. And I understand they're all children, but it's weird. Over the top weird. She got in his face and she's like, go to sleep, Max. Go to sleep and dream of me. I'm like, what? No, I don't. And maybe it was part of the 3D aspect.
Was that not how your childhood was too?
I never met a Lava Girl. I didn't have one with me.
That's fair.
So they go to Planet Drool, and Sharkboy's kind of a dick. He's like a child Wolverine, basically. Like that attitude and that mindset. And Lava Girl's like, Max, we got a secret weapon. Max is the answer. And then... What? Huh?
No, I didn't watch Twilight. Stephanie, did you watch Twilight?
Twilight Zone? Or Twilight
Twilight the movie.
That's what it feels like, Stephanie. That's what it feels like.
the vampire movie.
I did watch Twilight the vampire movie, yes.
You did. Did you read
Yes.
the books?
Yes, I did, because it was one of those books that was she was from Arizona, so it was popular in Arizona before it was everywhere else.
Oh, Arizona had the finger on the pulse before everyone.
Yeah,
I didn't think we could make Twilight worse.
No, my question to you is Jacob supposed to be as angsty and as much of a teenage Wolverine as possible? Because could Taylor Lautner just be preparing for the role of his life?
God, no.
Because he was real broody.
Yeah, I think honestly Taylor Lautner probably played his character better than all of the other characters did. It was pretty accurate to his broody, angsty teenage.
So they saw him doing Sharkboy and Lava Girl and said, "This is the one, guys."
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Honestly, he was cast pretty well in Twilight.
So we get to Planet Drool. And there's shit that goes on in this movie that I'm like, what's happening? So they introduce it like, oh, we got to get to, what's it called? The Dream Layer. And we have to go, I wrote it down. We have to go through the passage of time and onto the train of thought and through the stream of consciousness into the sea of confusion. Like, you remember how Dora the Explorer started? And they're like, here's our path that we're going to take to get to this place. It's exactly how it feels. And everybody does cool, like, stances. So, like, they're riding on this platform and they're like, ugh, as they go by. And
how else do you know that they're going to go into action?
But they don't.
No.
It's just a normal stance.
Mm.
And Sharkboy walks normal the entire movie. Except for 3 or 4 times, he like golems out. It's so weird.
That's good.
But okay, so I made this. I wrote down movies that I feel like this movie was trying to be, and I wrote down Wizard of Oz, Neverending Story, Avengers, Harry Potter, and Inception.
And Spy Kids.
But not, well, Spy Kids is like obviously the ripoff of what they're doing. And so I don't know anything about this movie, but are these just this guy's kids and he's just making these movies for these kids? Is this girl in Spy Girls?
No.
Does she do other things?
No.
So neither one of
I
them.
don't know.
No. I know. No. That's a valid question because I swear that girl looks a lot like the other guy, the girl on the other one.
She's got a little bit darker
but
tone, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
I honestly think when this movie was made, it was only for those 3D effects because it was right when everything was like 3D and popular. I think it was only made for those 3Ds.
And that's why we got George Lopez in it.
He's all the budget because nobody else can act.
Yeah.
Even
also, I
even
think George
the
Lopez
parents.
has his own show at the same time,
That's
or
possible.
around the same time.
So remember how I said like his fin like grew out of his body? So there's a scene where, so there's this planet and they don't let the kids go to sleep because if they go to sleep, they dream. And if they dream, they could take down Mr. Electric. And there's a roller coaster that just continues to go and takes the kids on it. So they decide, oh, we'll save them and stop it. So Lava Girl gets in the front and she starts shooting lava, which is she looks so enthusiastic about lava coming out of her hands. It's amazing. Every scene.
Who did it better? Jean Grey and the new...
Everything was better. Everything was better everywhere else. But Sharkboy gets behind it and grabs the back and leans back as to stop it with his feet, right? Okay, because sharks are strong? I don't know. But he digs his fin into the metal and uses that to try to help slow him down.
Ouch.
And I'm like, that's a part of your body. This isn't like a prosthetic metal piece that you have on your vest like it looks. There's a scene where it grows out of his skin. So, I don't know. Also, sometimes he has to be in water, and sometimes he doesn't. I don't understand that either.
Because he's
Because-
Sharkboy. Maybe he has the ability to breathe out of water and in water.
That's fine, but in the beginning of the movie, Max takes Sharkboy home and then puts him in his stand-up shower and closes the door and fills it with water. So Sharkboy is like just kind of
Oh yeah, because that's how stand-up showers work.
floating in it.
That's what you're
And-
questioning?
I mean, I question so much, but yeah, that does a little bit of it. So they go to take the bad guy down 27 minutes in, and Lava Girl's like, yeah, I'm going to take you on. And she goes as like, I don't know. Was there a stunt guy who could just be like, hey, you should stand like this? And maybe people would believe you? I don't know. I'm all over the place, but so is this movie. So I don't know what to do. At one point, you find out that Mr. Electric is not the main bad guy, but it is the main boss, whose name is Minus. Not Linus, Minus. And he's got a little rectangle on his shirt to let you know that he likes subtraction, I think, is why we came up with that name. Because he doesn't minus anything. He shits on dreams, but I don't think that's minus. I don't know.
Would it help you to know that Sharkboy did all of his own stunts?
Possibly.
When you see him do, he was found quoted, "Yes, I did my own stunts. When you see me doing the karate stuff and fighting, that's what I do."
I don't know, man, because there was some parts that looked real rough, and I'm like, you got the CGI legs, and the whole time he's got the super anger issue where he's like, Max, you need to go to sleep so you can dream. You can't go to sleep. Let me knock you out. Every opportunity he gets, he's like, let me cold clock you. And sometimes they can touch each other and it's fine, and sometimes they can't touch each other because it hurts because they're opposite. But Minus tells Sharkboy, he says, Sharkboy, your dad is at the bottom of the ocean. And then, through shenanigans, Max gets his sleep journal back, and he says, oh, Sharkboy, your dad is at the bottom of the ocean. Now we're going to do a little bit of playing here. Stephanie, I want you to say to me, I'm going to be Sharkboy, and you're going to be Max, right?
Okay.
I want you to say, Sharkboy, your dad is at the bottom of the ocean, and I'm going to do what Sharkboy did.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Sharkboy, your dad is at the bottom of the ocean.
That was it.
Line.
And then, which feels crueler than having to be in this movie, Max then goes, he's in a submarine looking for you. The fuck, Max?
What?
Kind of rude. You let me think my dad was dead, although I had no physical response. And just to play with the words.
Can I tell you the best gem I've uncovered so far about this movie?
Lay it
Stunt
on me.
coordinator. Same stunt coordinator as Yoga Hosers.
God damn it. That all makes sense.
Oh shit, that's the best. He's done a lot of movies, but that I happen to see that as I'm scrolling through, and this has brought a joy to my heart.
So, random note, they get to Planet Drool on a rocket that's shaped like a shark. So they get on it and they're like, how does it fly? And Max is like, I don't know. And they're like, what's your dream? But it's shaped like a shark. So is this part of your arsenal, Sharkboy? Or did it just happen to be there? Nobody knows, because Max has to explain to them how it works because he dreamt it up. So one part I laughed, and I laughed real good. Sometimes I laughed out of sadness, and sometimes like it was a genuine straight up laugh. So Lava Girl is shooting lava, as she does, at George Lopez, and she goes, real, who gives a fuck? I'm just trying to get this paycheck. And again, it's just George Lopez's face. So it's like this, right? And he goes, ah. And then he goes, not for reals. And then just shucks the fuck out of her. And I laughed, and I rewound it, and I laughed, and I rewound it one more time.
Jesus Christ.
Not for reals.
Oh, man. So I say Wizard of Oz because the people that are in his real life are also in this world that we're in. He has this fight with Minus. And at first, I thought it was going to be kind of good, because they're both dreaming. And he's like, I've read your dream journal. Any dream you can have, I've already seen. And he's like, well, I dream of different stuff sometimes. And so they start fighting, and they start having this word war where Max goes, brainstorm, and then a bunch of brains comes down on him. And then Minus goes, brain freeze, and then all the brains stop moving. And then Max says, brain fart. And Minus's head gets really big.
So his brain farted.
I guess. But then that's where that stopped. Like, if they had had like a intelligent word of, like back and forth with the words, and
Sword in the Stone did it really well.
right.
They went back and forth, and
That's what I thought I was going to get. I did not. It's, at some point, Lava Girl questions her reality. And it got real deep for a second. And she's like, because, she's Lava Girl, so every time she touches something, it goes into flames. And she's like, why did you make me like this, Max? I know I'm good. I'm good inside. Why did you make me hurt everything I touch? And I was like, man, I've never gotten to ask my creator why I am how I am.
your day will come, man. Don't you worry. You can answer all those questions.
I don't look forward to it. Yes, it's such a great George Lopez. All of his faces are fantastic. So Max, they find out, is the daydreamer. You know how the Matrix, you're the one.
Well,
Like he's the right.
Daywalker.
He's the daydreamer. So he can dream awake, and they can use that to beat Minus. And I'm going to try to recreate what I did. So Sharkboy goes, most times when you snooze, you lose. But when Max snoozes, he wins. And I went, because the script is just so bad. Like, it's Robert Rodriguez, and I have to know what else he's done. If Michael, what details you
I
have,
can look it up.
by all means, stop me on any tidbits that you know. But
I can tell you the budget.
please tell me the budget.
Budget was $50 million.
Shut the fuck up.
Most of the movie was CGI and it was 3D.
Yeah. Nationwide, or I'm sorry, not nationwide. Worldwide, they made $69.4 million off of it.
Let me tell you right now. $49,999,999 were wasted.
don't want to interrupt you, but would it surprise you to know that this particular gentleman has also written a Spy Kids movie?
Just one? I thought it was like because it's.
Oh no, he did. You're right. He did. Okay, he did all of them. He was a producer on all of them. I'm trying to find
Because it's by
specifically where he wrote.
Rodriguez Productions.
I was hoping to find specifically the writer because the writing would be on him. Oh yeah, no, he wrote Spy Kids 1, Spy Kids 2, Spy Kids 3D Game Over, and Spy Kids 4 after he did The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lava Girl.
He did the music for this one also, just so you know.
He also did Ugly Dolls, the movie.
I didn't hear anything about that movie. I know what it is, but I didn't hear anything about it.
I'm trying to find other He wrote Desperado, which is amazing. Amazing to me that he wrote that, because I really like that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, he wrote Desperado.
Now I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, well, in that world
about
Sin City.
life and my society. Shut up. He wrote
He
Sin City.
He produced
Okay.
Sin City and Planet Terror. He produced El Mariachi. He produced a lot of good movies, man.
The fact
El
that he had
Mariachi
anything
was
to do
good
with those
too.
movies and
Yeah.
this one. This
But
one was probably
he
just a
flat
cash
out
grab.
wrote these.
Maybe I'm not gonna make any excuses for this guy. Fuck him.
He sucked.
Because I watched this movie and it sucks wiener for a kids movie. Even no, you know what? No, because even kids movies, there are kids movies that are written that adults enjoy. Some there aren't, like Smurfs or Alvin and the Chipmunks. But this was, I don't know, who's the audience? Spy Kids fans?
Only
I guess.
Spy Kids fans.
So she starts to sing to try to get him to go to sleep, right? And she's like, the singing hurts everyone. Like nobody can enjoy it. So Sharkboy starts to sing. And I don't know what the rules are for us playing this, but I want everyone to hear it.
Little sleep, dream, 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 dream.
So
Keep it up, Sharkboy. Just relax, lay about, or my fist will put you out. Dream, 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 dream. Take your time, but beware, there's darkness in the air. Dream, 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 dream. Dream about me next, Max. I need
Yep,
to
that's not creepy.
you see, okay, so I'm glad I forgot that was there. I'm glad that you heard that part. The dream about me next, Max, because that's fucking weird.
She just wanted to get saved, man.
I understand she wanted to know about who she was. I get it. We all question why we're on this planet.
Yeah,
But that shit was weird. And
That
also,
was weird.
you said he did all his own stunts. You saw those Jimmy legs that he had in that video. There's no way that
Look, I'm just saying. He said he did them all. You calling him a liar?
to his face.
He'll come at you, man. He'll throw fists.
What was the point? Why did you have to do the splits and then jump around?
Why did that weird ass tempo and beat come up?
So-
I didn't feel like that was going along to the.
There's, man, you don't. This is the only song, so there's the plus
good.
there. But
It's certainly not Disney.
good night, man.
That's the only song in the whole movie?
Yeah. So
What's the point?
That was cool. And so it was such a weird, I don't know. So Sharkboy, his fight style is just screaming and like kind of like a cat.
Like Mr. Fury and the Mystery Man?
Yes. And Lava Girl gets captured at one point in one of these random fights. And she closes her eyes and centers herself and goes, ha lava, ha lava, ha lava, and then turns into lava. She is moving lava, but her head is on top of. It's like
Looked like a bear rug, but the bear's head was still alive.
almost pudding.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
some homemade slime slapped on the ground.
that happened, right?
I'm pretty sure I had to have watched this movie because my brother was young back then. And
Stephanie, don't blame your brother.
No,
It's in
I'm
ba- it's
sure
in
that
bad
he made
taste.
us go watch this dumb
Really?
movie, and I've put all of it out of my brain.
It's really weird.
You hang on to it. At one point, Max says, "I dreamt you up, and I can undream you."
That's the equivalent
To
of saying, "I
who?
brought you into this world, I can take you out."
That's for sure what it is. To Mr. Electric.
Mm. But he doesn't.
Okay, so we get to the end of this movie, and Max and Minus have this big epic fight, and he's like, "Don't crush other people's dreams, because when you crush other people's dreams, you crush your own dreams." And they're on two different pillars, and he genuinely, literally builds a bridge between the two pillars and comes out, and he's like, "Take my hand." And then he goes out, and the bridge falls apart. And Minus is like, "Oh no," all the way to the ground, right? And he's like, "Don't let me fall." And Max comes in, and he swoops in on two of the bridge parts as like a helicopter. I don't fucking know, man.
Like an acorn tree when you drop the seed and it spins?
Yes. And he grabs Minus/Linus by the hand, and he looks at him and he goes, "Wouldn't dream of it."
No. No, he didn't.
And I'm like,
Oh my god. That's beautiful. No, that's the line. They should have that on posters.
So then Minus is like, "We're fine. Everything's good now. Everybody go back to what they were doing. I'm not going to rule this planet anymore." And Mr. Electric's like, "Fuck that shit. My job sucked. Like, what I'm doing working for you now is better than what I was doing before." I don't think so. So he goes to Earth to try to take out Max. And they're like, "Oh, they're going to go get, he's trying to go get you while you're sleeping." And Max is like, "Have I been dreaming this whole time?" And I was like, if everything I watched is a dream, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
That's how everyone felt when they watched the ending of Lost.
So then they were like, "No, don't you see? You're daydreaming. You're the daydreamer." Like here's the thing. They really beat you over the fucking head with everything they want to come out.
Well, that's good.
Linus, in the beginning, they're like, "Linus, you get a minus for this. Linus, you get a minus for that." I'm like, okay, so I guess he's gonna be the bad guy, and his name is Minus. Like, and the Electrodad. He's like, "My name is Mr. Electrodad, not Mr. Electric, not Mr. E." And so I'm like, okay, so it's the Mr. Electric. Got it. I see what's coming here. So then Max wakes back up at school where he's been the whole time. And his parents are like, "Oh my God, we got to go get him." Because, he lives across the street from fucking school. And the tornado's like coming. But I guess, to be fair, as a parent, I would want to try to get my kid. But there's a tornado coming, and everybody's got procedures. And so the tornado comes and picks up fucking Samantha. What's her name? Stephanie? What's her name? The Sex and the City lady.
Oh, Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Kristen Davis.
Doesn't matter.
I was
So
like,
she goes-
Samantha? Who is Samantha? It's Frozen 2 all over again, man.
That's the only name of the four that I could remember was Samantha. And it's because everybody's like, "You're such a Samantha." It's the only reason that sticks with me. So Cynthia's going to fly away, and Scream guy grabs her and grabs the tree. And it was like, "Don't leave me." And she's like, I thought you wanted me to leave. And it was about half the bottle in that I was like, oh, that's right. They're having marital issues.
Did they explain to their 10-year-old child?
I had forgotten that you guys were having trouble because you were in the movie once.
Was it the Cena's cookie giants that really threw you off?
It was. Did you see that? Did I show that to you?
No.
I've had a lot.
I did my research on this movie.
So, fuck those fucking sharks in the background of Stephanie.
That's partly why I said it was funny when Stephanie asked for a backstory to Lava Girl, and she said, she could have had someone throw her into the lava pit. You didn't even talk about when she dies.
Bro, I'm all over the place. I'll get to that. Hold on a second. Let me finish the parent thing.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry.
So, the tornado fucking takes Cynthia away, right? And Scream Guy is holding onto the tree, and he's like, okay, so hold on a second.
How did your significant other feel about watching this movie?
He was not a fan.
Yeah, she wrote me a couple times.
So he's holding onto the tree, right? I just want to recreate it for you. He's holding on the tree. He's holding on to Samantha. Samantha goes away, right? He's like, Samantha, I love you. And then he looks out to the tornado, and his hair slightly riffles. And I'm like, okay, you let go of the tree. You should also be gone and dead. But then don't worry. Through the tornado comes Lava Girl holding on to Cynthia. And she's safe then.
She didn't get burned alive?
It happens when it wants to, man. One time she burns the sleep journal.
You mean the thing that's supposed to save them?
Yeah, that's when she questioned her own reality. So, and
That's
then
when she did it.
yeah, and then Scream Guy's like, yay! But then he flies away because there's a fucking tornado.
They never saw the movie Twister.
And then we might have to rewatch Twister because I don't think it was as good as I think everybody thinks it was.
I think it was okay.
Anyway, he goes into a tornado, and Sharkboy comes down with him. Because it's like the exact same save. Nothing special, nothing fancy, nothing flashy. We got a couple minutes left in this movie. Let's wrap it up.
Well, there was some suspense, man. They didn't want you to think that maybe Sharkboy wasn't going to show up.
Sharkboy always shows up.
Maybe just palling it up with his space shark friends behind Stephanie.
So then George Lopez, they do that joke that you just get all the time where they go, we have an idea how to stop that thing. Come on, there's no bad ideas. And then someone says something and they go, that's a dumb idea. And George Lopez did it to Linus. And that kid's a dick. But, I mean, you're also an educational, teacher. I was going to say influencer.
Same thing at this point.
And so...
One gets paid way more. It's not the right one.
So there were key points that I had left out. One was George Lopez's daughter's in the class and also in the dream world. She's the ice princess?
Yeah, princess.
And Lava Girl's like, I don't like her. And they're like, well, do you know her? She's like, no. She goes, she's ice. I'm lava. And she's like, we'll see. I'm going to try to do the best reenactment I can of the acting. And she goes, well, I guess we'll see how good of an idea it is. Freeze frame.
She could have been Stargirl.
Scene. Okay. Let me get to Lava Girl dying and then we'll get to that. So Sharkboy, at one point they're in a cage and there's something called the laws floating around. And all they do is they go la 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 annoyingly. And Sharkboy's like, I can't take it. My high frequency hearing, because I guess sharks have that. He was like, is causing my eardrums to go on a rage. And so He's like, I'm getting so, and he like looks away so they can put the fake teeth in. He's like, ah, and his teeth are all sharp and jaggedy, and he starts ripping away at the cage. And so that's the thing that he does. I bring that up because he gets pissed off and he's like, I'm not going to let them do that. And he gets all shark crazy again. Shark frenzy. That's what they call it. So he dives in the water and George Lopez goes, watts up. Get it? Like electric watts.
Not
And
in your dreams.
And if you didn't get it, they break it down in the movie. So he pours in.
Trying to show you the teeth.
Yeah, but it's both at that point. But anyway, so he pours electric eels in the water, and they shock him, right? And he tries to swim away as fast as he can, which is just him on his stomach going, and then fake water going by, because nothing's real in this movie except people and George Lopez's face. I am not convinced he spent more than one day on set.
There was a thing that said that there was only ever one scene where Taylor Lautner and Taylor Dooley were on the same scene, like on the same stage as him.
That makes sense. So
he did brag about being able to talk to George Lopez a lot, but he only ever was on stage with him once.
Well, yeah, because that would be cool to get to charge George Lopez. He's a big name. So Max tries to get in the water, but it's electric. He can't do it. And Lava Girl's like, I'll go save him. He's like, but you're lava. If you go into the water, you'll die. She goes, he's my best friend. And then just, mind you, this is all CGI things. So it could have been as cool as they wanted it to be. Just straight belly flops into the water. Swims down. The acting, she swims down and doesn't even have her mouth shut like you would if you were underwater and you can't breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, and then it's almost like she remembers and closes her mouth, gets him, pulls him out of the water, and then proceeds to die. Sharkboy comes back by, I don't know, I might have fell asleep. And then they were like, we got to get her back to the lava. And he's like, I'll take her. I'm super fast. And Max is like, but in the heat, you'll die. And he does it anyway, and the heat never affects him. And he runs. Imagine someone at like a decent pace, almost like a jog, but then they just made it look really fast.
Well, yeah.
Gets to the top of the volcano, and isn't like, I really hope this works, and Sharkboy, I hope you're safe. He gets to the top and goes, whoop, just throws her in.
That's how I put bacon in a frying pan.
Basically. Just alley-oops her. Like, straight up, no questions asked. At one point, apparently we're on a timer, and he's like, we got 45 minutes. I'm like, I can only pray this shit's wrapped up in 45 minutes. Because it was not. What else? What else was...
I can lay some facts on you what you think if you'd like.
Yes, please. Maybe that'll help me think of
Was
something.
released June 10th of 2005. In case you were wondering, the writer of this is from San Antonio, Texas. They filmed in Austin.
They're based in Texas, which I thought was odd. They're filmed. There's like 3 real trees in this whole movie.
I'd imagine the school, maybe. The school is in Austin. But
that.
Listed under filming locations, it's only Austin. Runtime was 93 minutes.
Too long.
Critic score was 19% out of 124 critics.
Very generous.
Audience score was more generous, 33% out of 32,000 reviews.
Here's the thing. There's no way that someone who is old enough to know how to review on the site also enjoyed this movie.
What I would say the claim is that the people reviewing this highly are people that grew up with it and really liked it growing up. And that's kind of how this actually came up. Someone had asked me what was a terrible movie back when I was a kid that came out when, and we thought it was good back then. And we started talking about Sharkboy and Lava Girl
Here's the thing.
because that came out and people really thought it was good.
Because I'm 32. Someone do the math for me because I've been drinking. This movie came out in 2005. How old was I when this movie came out?
You were 18.
Okay.
Around 18 years old.
Okay, so I was old enough to know that this was just garbage.
Yeah, because I graduated in 2006. You would have graduated in 2005.
I graduated in 2006. My birthday's in September, remember?
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Sorry.
So him and his dad built up a robot, right? The robot was supposed to help him do his homework. And that's part of his whole I like to dream thing. And his dad apparently was like, this is never going to work. So as a writer, he shit on his dreams, which was interesting. But then they find him in the dream graveyard. And he's like, I would take you, but I have no body. And Sharkboy is like, well, your mouth moves and your eyes move. And then they ride his eyes and the mouth to where he's going. And it's just a field of nightmares.
You're welcome for reminding you of this.
I'll never get this time back in my life.
You won't.
So at one point, they're like, if you blink 3 times, you'll be back home.
Mm.
And he blinks, so he blinks once, right? And it's a hard blink. Right? Because acting. And then he goes, but what happens to you guys when I blink 3 times? And as he says it, because acting, he goes like this. Okay, so 1. But what happens to you guys when I blink 3 times? I'm like, you've blinked them out of existence already.
Everybody's dead.
And then they go 2, and he does it again, and then he's like, but I want to know what's gonna go. And I'm like, they're gone twice. Like you've blinked so many times. Man. Any other questions from the panel?
So being that we've made you watch a lot of shitty content in general, whether it be music videos, movies, video games, or television, where does this rank on the worst of the worst?
I mean, I might watch this again over Yoga Hosers because Yoga Hosers was kind of rough, but this was rough. If you said you can either A, watch The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lava Girl, or smash your thumb with a hammer, I would sit and think about it.
Sure.
I don't know which one I'd choose.
That's fair.
The thumb and the
you-
hammer might be over faster.
It would probably, the pain would probably last less.
Until the nail falls off.
A Rotten Tomato score, 0 to 100%. What do you give it? Or I guess 1 out of 10.
2 at best. It's like if I hit a rabbit with a car and I watched it pass from this world to the next. That's Sharkboy and Lava Girl.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
But-
you liked it then.
But it's not Yoga Hosers.
But was it Yoga Hosers?
So Sharkboy rips himself out of the lava out of the cage with the shark frenzy, right? And again, I have to remind myself this movie was meant for 3D. So he grabs the bars and he goes and rips it out and then spits it at the camera. And again, because 90% of the way I was like, why? 90% of the way is when I realized it was in 3D.
Mm.
I was like, these scenes are so oddly shot. Also, the only other thing I can remember is they stole the dream journal from Minus when he was asleep, but he slept with his eyes open like a fucking serial killer.
Only serial killers sleep with their eyes open. That is a factual statement. Well, let us know out there, guys, if there's another movie or show you'd like Kleve, I, or Stephanie to watch drunk and then recount it.
Good
Drunk.
luck editing this shit.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Nothing was worse than trying to edit me doing fucking Ninja Turtles for 28 episodes, so you're good. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Let us know if there's something you guys would like us to watch that's just awful. I think Stephanie's due for one. You guys can always let us know what you thought of this episode and any ideas you have for further episodes and all of our social media or commenting down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. If you want to reach us on our social medias, you can go to just search Friendship Supreme on everything except for Twitter. Twitter is just Friendship Supreme with no I's because character limits. We also have a Patreon. For as low as $5, you can get exclusive content, which is super exciting. We also post episodes every week on Wednesdays. We have currently we're doing a review of Stargirl as it comes out on Fridays that posts. It is called Starstruck. We do all kinds of fun things. Kleve plays video games sometimes with me. Stephanie
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
sometimes. Her hair
Tuesdays and
becomes
Thursdays at 10.
Tuesdays
Twitch.
and Thursdays. 10
Twitch.tv.com/Friendship Supreme.
Central Standard Time. None of that Pacific Time shit.
Stupid. Be on my clock,
That's
dummy.
right. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I've been Michael.
I've been Kleve.
This is Stephanie.
I wouldn't dream of it.
It's a story about a kid who doesn't want to give up his dreams. A girl who just wants to know where she belongs in the world. Another boy who wants to find his parents.